Hello friends, club football is well and truly back. We have just witnessed an absolute classic in the Carabao Cup. Manchester City defeating Liverpool by 3-2, but what a game it was. Join me as we go through some of the major talking points that surrounded this game, some of the tactics that were employed by both managers, and some of the key players that really made this game happen. If you enjoy the video, please leave it with a like and subscribe if you haven't for more content like this coming very soon. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well so that you never miss an upload. Let's talk about Manchester City defeating Liverpool by 3-2 in the Carabao Cup. What a game we have just witnessed. The game finished Manchester City 3, Liverpool 2, but the quality and the standard of play during that match was just sensational. There is something great about World Cup matches, but there is also something absolutely spectacular about club football, and I'm so happy that it's back, and because it just means that we get matches like this. Man City obviously won, and we're going to go into a lot of the major talking points in this game. Tactically, this was extremely interesting, specifically from Manchester City's point of view. But to begin with, let's have a look at the attacking momentum bar. As you can see, Man City pretty much dominated this game. This was down to a couple of factors. Number one being the midfield. Number two being the manner in which Man City wanted to play and the way they wanted to progress the ball forwards. Liverpool couldn't hold it and they couldn't handle it in the first half. It was extremely interesting. I thought that Jurgen Klopp's selection was very, very brave. We're going to get into that in just a moment. But if we see the attacking momentum bar, Liverpool didn't really have too many chances. Yes, they did manage to get forward, and yes, they should have taken a couple of the chances they had, but really they did not have too much of a foothold in the game. Nevertheless, this game was absolutely sensational, so let's get into it. These were the team lineups. We're going to start with Man City. And there are a couple of things that I found very, very intriguing. First of all is the positioning of Rico Lewis. Yes, the youngster, the young right back, but he's not a right back, is he? Because if we look at this positioning, he's essentially a centre midfielder, and that's exactly what he was in this instant. He was a centre midfielder playing for Man City, but he was a right back. When Man City had the ball, you saw Rico Lewis come into the centre of the pitch. This allowed Kevin De Bruyne to really go forwards and tuck next to Riyad Mahrez, really bringing the play back for Man City to make it more difficult for Liverpool to really occupy that midfield area. Liverpool tried to press up high, making it difficult, so Man City put an extra body in there. They really played with three at the back when they had the ball. That was with Akanji, Laporte and Ake all shuffling across to this side to make sure they were able to cover all of the bases. When they had the ball, they had Ake covering this left channel and they had Akanji covering this right channel. Lewis obviously going inside to sit next to Rodri, who then allowed Gundogan and De Bruyne to pick up these spaces next to Erling Haaland and Cole Palmer and Riyad Mahrez on the other side. Speaking of which, I thought that Mahrez played a very, very good game, but not quite as good as Kevin De Bruyne, who had an absolutely fantastic match. If you can see here the major heat spot for where Kevin De Bruyne was, and this is illustrating my point, Rico Lewis came into this side of the pitch next to Rodri, so if you imagine one's here, this allowed Kevin De Bruyne to really go forwards a little bit more. It allowed him to roam that little bit more and also have some midfield presence and defensive stability from the middle of the pitch. It was a genius move by Pep Guardiola, and Liverpool just frankly couldn't deal with it. They couldn't deal with the amount that Kevin De Bruyne was roaming. They couldn't deal with the amount that he was being, how difficult it was to be able to mark him, how he was able to pick up spaces, and it dragged players out. You saw this mainly in the first half. Two big chances created. I just want to say that his quality is absolutely unbelievable. I'm not sure why he wasn't able to produce it for Belgium, but he's able to produce it for Man City, and he is such a player. Definitely the main man of the match, in my opinion. His two crosses, there are two crosses, one from this position, which whips in, and that was just brilliant, and then there's the other one for the goal, in which Ake scored. He obviously assists Erling Haaland's first goal, who scored within 9 minutes of returning to the professional football pitch. He is just, again, another monstrosity to deal with for this Liverpool backline. And I thought overall Man City thoroughly deserved the win. I thought they were very good, and the positioning of Rico Lewis really intrigued me in the way that he wanted to go forwards. Kevin De Bruyne obviously being unleashed in that area, being able to go off to this right hand side. Cole Palmer I thought did an okay job. He clearly doesn't really have too much real composure in front of goal at the moment. I think that's something that Man City are going to need to drill into him, because whenever he got into those positions, it's not necessarily that he didn't want to pass, but when he took on the shot, he didn't make the most of the opportunities he was getting. That's the only major critique I'd give to Cole Palmer, is that he needs to work on his finishing. Just hit the target at the very least and you will work the goalkeeper. Right, Man City were absolutely spectacular. But let's talk about Liverpool. This was an extremely, extremely bold lineup from Jurgen Klopp. Harvey Elliott, Bajcetic and Thiago. Now, Thiago is obviously going to be absolutely fine in this midfield role. I thought it was a very, very dangerous move to put in Bajcetic. I didn't think he really raised his game to the level I think was necessary. It was a game too high for him, I thought. He was really getting moved around. He was getting the run around from Kevin De Bruyne and Gundogan. He didn't know whether to stick or twist, and that wasn't helped by Harvey Elliott. What actually happened is that Thiago and Elliott actually swapped wing, so Elliott was here and Thiago was here, but that's fine. Elliott really just didn't get into the game all that much either. When he drove forwards, he didn't really find the correct pass in certain areas, and I thought that he could have done a little bit better, especially defensively. I thought that he would be that major linchpin on this right hand side to help out Milner, but obviously that wasn't the case. Cole Palmer actually gave James Milner the runaround for the most part in the first half, until obviously he needs to be substituted, which I actually thought helped Liverpool greatly. Joe Gomez went over to this right back slot, and then you had a new Liverpool defender come in Nat Phillips, just maintaining that centre-back role, and I thought he did fine, and Joe Gomez was better at right back with a little bit more pace, with a little bit more physical presence, and I thought he dealt with Cole Palmer quite well. If we're talking about the way that I thought Liverpool really, really lacked, I think it was through Darwin Núñez. I don't understand how he hasn't scored in this game. Yes, he's got his assist, but Liverpool had so many different chances, and you can see here 2 big chances missed is not good enough for Darwin Núñez. When you consider that he was the main striker in this game, he had 0 shots on target in the entirety of the match. That's not good enough. I'm sorry, it's just not. That's not good enough at all. It needs to be better, especially if you're going to fire Liverpool towards victory. Liverpool's joy came through a lot of what we were talking about. If you have watched my preview for this match, then you will know that we talked about the way that they would counter, the channels that they would go into, and this was on this left-hand side and this right-hand side. And this is actually where Darwin Núñez found himself. Instead of being in the centre of the pitch to get those counter-attacking options, you found him in this left-hand channel, and he made the runs in between deep. This surely is because they noticed that the right back for Man City was vacating his space. Rico Lewis was vacating his space into the centre of the pitch, allowing more space for Darwin Núñez on this left-hand side. And he got a couple of really good opportunities, but he wasn't able to take any of them. In fact, as we've just seen, he didn't hit the target at all. Some things that need to be fixed. I thought that overall going forwards, Liverpool looked okay, and they actually looked better than I expected them to. Mo Salah seemed a little bit off it. Darwin Núñez needs to finish, but I thought that Fabio Carvalho took his chance very, very well. It's going to be a learning opportunity for Liverpool going forwards, and I thought they could do a lot better. They were really outbossed in the middle of the pitch, and that's really where the game was won and lost. I thought that overall they just couldn't handle the midfield presence, the passing, the cutting edge from Kevin De Bruyne and Manchester City. Finally, let's end up by having a look at some of the stats, and I'm sure it'll come as no surprise to you that Man City dominated these stats. 18 shots, 9 on target, 6 off target, yes, but 3 blocked shots, 57% possession. I think it probably was higher at some point during the game. And then we scroll down and we have a look, more passes, just generally more of the ball, just to put it against Liverpool. It was just not good enough for them to really boss that midfield. It's 37 duels won. Again, Man City thoroughly deserving to go through. I thought they were by far the better side. It wasn't even close in my opinion, but I did think that Liverpool had some chances to really get back into the game. They did create some goals, and they obviously did score, and they made it very much a closer game than it probably should have been, especially when you consider the midfield dominance of Man City and the way that they played. It's something that Liverpool are going to need to get over. It's something they're going to need to learn and go forwards with. I'm sure Jurgen Klopp will do that, and he'll have his side improved for their next game. But the game ended 3-2 to Manchester City, and they are the team going through into the last day, and they thoroughly deserve it. A fantastic performance from Man City, and in particular, Kevin De Bruyne. And that is it for today, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it with a like and subscribe if you haven't for more content like this coming very soon. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on this game. How entertaining was it? And what do you think about the result? Man City are going through. Is it theirs to win again? Let me know your thoughts. You can let me know your thoughts on Twitter as well. You can find me at Zekko64. That's generally where I post when my videos go live. But of course, you can always know that if you hit that notification bell so that you never ever miss an upload. Like I said, that's it from me for today. So thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, my friends, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.